Hello, hello, hello. It's another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your comforts together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling.
And hello. Hey, what's going on? Hello. To all of my tea sippers, my crumpet dunkers, my tea brewers, my pot stirrers, and my tea leaf readers. It's another glorious day, darlings, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your crumpets, darling, because it's time to dish tea. And you are dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meats. What's going on, babies? Oh, I have got a flaw in this camera. Y'all not supposed to see all my sidings and camera with me posting and holding up my little backdrop. But today, that's what y'all gonna get, honey, because I've been fucking with this camera and carrying on, so it's one of those things. Oh, okay. What's happening, peoples? We are back. Well, at least I think I'm going to be riding solo tonight because all three of us, myself, Aunt Nikki, and Big Red, we each had to go to our respective homes. I went to Detroit. Nikki went to Philly. Red is still in Chicago because we all have family business to tend to. And so I just got back today, and I told you guys once I get back in that we were going to go ahead on to do the thing, okay? So I may be solo. They may end up popping in because once we get to going, y'all listen. I know my co-host, honey, okay? After so long, when we get to getting into something, honey, they'll bop in and carrying on and all of those things. Let me say hi because I got a number of y'all that came up in here saying hello already. Oh, Ruby. Hey, love. The Princess Leia is here. Good evening. Oh, I got hiccups. Good evening. Okay. Hey, Ziza, what's going on? Good evening to you. Okay. And the mouse don't want to work right, honey. Come on now. Okay. Aha. Okay. The Buck is in the house. Buckster. Okay. Okay. See, Nikki's on the backup page. Okay. How you feeling? Everything is hey love, hello there. The Reverend Darlene Franklin. How are you? Happy anniversary. I did not see that. That y'all just celebrated your anniversary and something else. And you got a birthday coming up soon, I believe. I will be chatting with the guests. Come on, baby. Okay, so she's gonna be Aunt Nikki's gonna be over there on YouTube chatting with all of you who come in. And as I put the comments up and carrying on, it's going to be working that way. And I'm sure she's probably watching it as well on Facebook and they got a TV on the YouTube. And so she can catch everything at the same time. Okay. Yeah, okay, right. So, dude, yes, ma'am. You got, okay. Let me take this time because it is November 15th and there's someone on November 12th, was the 11th or the 12th, it's one of those. I want to give a shout out and say in love and in the spirit of matriculation and in the spirit of just paying homage to our ancestors, one of my dearest spiritual brothers, honey, James Coleman. We called him Deacon Coleman. Well, he was Deacon then, but he elevated to Reverend. But he only went by Coleman. Okay. He had passed on some time ago, right after he had turned 50. and he has been in my heart and things, and I know he's shining down. I can just hear him say, "What? Huh? What you say? Huh? Huh?" And I just want to take a little time to let to let his spirit just fill the place and to rest, rule, and abide as one of the ancestors as he's looking over all of us whose lives he's touched and carrying on. Also, today being November 15th, my grandniece, the second one, uh, um, wait a minute, no, that's not, she's the third one because she's just turned a year old, and Caitlin turned a year old back in June. So my the third niece, the grandniece, turned a year old today. So as we're celebrating life in all of its forms, the ancestors on one hand, the new life on the, oh, wait a minute, that's rich. Oh, that just hit me like that. Oh, wait a minute. Mm, that was good. That was good. That was good. Okay. um, so in any event, um, uh, I'm seeing something. I'm gonna put this up here. Wait a minute, Eric, what you say? Wait. Oh, come on. Samantha has stolen all your hair. Yes, she did. Okay. Yes, she did. Okay, let me explain all that. Um, I had to I went home to see family and carrying on, and I want to get into this COVID thing on a real serious note because there's a couple of things. The first one is I went home to pay homage to Mr. Von Joris. I've told y'all about that before, but this here was a celebration for him because he's a COVID-19 survivor. And after he told me what he had gone through, as far as he was hospitalized for a month, he was in a coma for 2 weeks, um, and uh, he had lost a significant amount of weight. He had to deal with his weakness and not being able to eat and carrying on. It really did a number on him. And when I went home to see him, I'm watching him still trying to be his normal self. He was making an outfit because he made me a new outfit and carrying on, a costume rather for the show. And I had just had some made that I had taken with me because I didn't think that he was going to be sewing. And nonetheless, watching him, I was like, oh my God. And I can see him struggling, wanting to regain some sense of normalcy. But one of the things that we all know is that as we matriculate and get older, normalcy, it's redefined. Okay, it changes. Okay, because it's very subjective. And I'm watching him, and I'm trying to tell him, honey, you need to sit down. And his mother's telling him, child, okay, now finish this, then go lay down for a couple of hours, and then get together. And he's trying to do his thing, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, oh, he just needs a boost of B12 or something. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow. So watching him do that, I was more than willing to go home to help celebrate for him and carry on. So he wanted me to come and perform. So I had to get rid of the mustache and cut my eyebrows in half because we had to put some paint on, honey. And because of that, uh, you know what? I got the peanut gallery over here. Uh-huh. Yeah. Being naughty. Okay, trying to tip me. Okay, with the taste of nuts and honey. Okay. Okay, trying to tip my tummy with the taste of nuts and honey. But anyway, dealing with that, and we performed. We do have video coming now. Sidebar. Now y'all know I am a mother of a house, okay? The house of divinity, hence Samantha Stevens divinity. And my very first child, okay? My very first gay child. Went and got him. I said, listen, come on. Your daddy doing this. He chose Vaughn to be his father, his gay father. That's a whole nother story. We doing this. And I said, okay, come on. Your daddy doing this. And I need for you to be my videographer. Okay, come on. You know, catch the footage because I'm trying to build some Samantha footage on social media because all the stuff that I had, it is on VHS. And one tape is popped. I got to get somebody to splice together. Another tape, anyway. And then I have my friends in Florida who have tons and tons of tapes of us and all of our shows, but they haven't found them. They're in the storage unit somewhere. I'm like, did y'all come across them? And they came across them umpteen times, but still ain't got them to me yet. So now they in storage. And then now, you know, life has happened and it's not a priority right now because of some more serious things have happened, which I do understand. However, when you're trying to build footage, this is the things that you go through. So I'm sitting up here, I'm telling him, I was like, sweetie, come on. And you can do this and you can, you know, and blah, 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 blah. Well, not one time did my camera, my phone, get picked up. It stayed in the dressing room. Okay. So I have none of my own footage except for the selfies that I had taken, okay, prior to the show. And then there's selfies. So they only my hair. I'm trying to give y'all the outfit or whatever, but I know I have a long arm span or whatever, but I can't sit down there and juggle it. It wasn't doing right. Okay. So I'm like, all right, cute. So the children that did record and things, they're in the process of sending it to me. Some of the files are kind of large and this and the other. So once I get them, I will be posting them on the Samantha Stevens Divinity page, okay? And I'll let you guys know when they're up and carrying on so that you can see the girl in action. Plus, and of course, also up on the YouTube as well, because we're trying to build her stuff and carrying on because shit, quite frankly, I got to put her back to work, honey. Because we need to do a couple of things, okay? So yeah, so that's why, you know, the little baby face is here, the mustache is gone. Give me about a week, it'll be back, okay? And all of that. It used to be a time where I didn't keep a mustache because I was working regularly, and carrying on. I had a weekly show called Wacky Wild and Wonderful Wednesdays. Then we had another show that was called Silk in the Afternoons, okay? And that there was with my buddy Ross Silk. George Marshall is his name, and he's a live vocalist and sings very, very well. The damn high tenor that he has. And we did early shows. You know, we did like a 5:30, 6 o'clock show. So we could catch those early folks who wanted to come out, but didn't want to be out late, still got to go to work in the morning. So that's what Silk in the Afternoons was all about. And then we did a little brunch. You know, we served a little meal and carried on, you know, just little finger foods and quick stuff that didn't break the bank. You know, it cost maybe like $1 a person, maybe even 50 cents a person. And we did all that, and we put on some wonderful, wonderful shows. And so none of that stuff is recorded, okay? And I miss that because, when I think about the shit that we did that should have been on tape, you know, we can't even reconstruct it. I mean, we can always redo a number, but that there is that. Okay, so that there is what's going on. So that was Friday. Saturday night, I ended up performing at Club Gigi's in Detroit, and that there was the club where Samantha got her first start on stage in full regalia and carrying on. I had competed for the Miss Amateur Gigi's pageant back in 1993. That's when Samantha was born, June 5th, 1993. So Demetrius is a Pisces and Samantha's a Gemini. So catch the tea, honey. Huh? Okay. All jumbled up in here. Okay. So so that was that, and it was cute to be on that show with basically everybody on that show did not know me because they all knew, honey, these kids don't know nothing about a Samantha Stevens divinity. And they just didn't know the entire crew that was there. None of them knew me, and that was really cute. It was really cute because the girl had to sit up there and let them know, honey, why you called me auntie. Okay, not only for the look, bitch, but honey, for the talent too. So we let her. Mm. In the words of my sister over there, Otis Mack, Chicago's heavy diva. Pardon my indulgence. Okay. So listen. So that there is that. So we're celebrating the life of aha, what you say? Yes, I didn't think about that. Yes. I didn't think about that, Nick. I didn't think about that at all. Okay. Hey, what's going on? What's up, Trace? I see you up in here. Hey, Mayday, what's going on? Okay. Okay, see. Okay. This child sitting up in here. Listen, children. I got folk over here in the house, honey. That right. Okay, enticing the children, honey. And see, the thing of it is that I'm not gonna cut up too severely because I'm on live right now. See, that's what it is. And then he also know I'm not gonna get up and because we're in the middle of the show. Okay. Now the question, and then I'm solo because he had my co-host with up here. I said, okay, I'll be right back. Okay. And I wouldn't have had all this commentary for a second, and then I would have gone and taken care of something. Huh? Well, uh-uh. Um, okay, well, praise the Lord. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So, um, okay. Okay, I gotta review that. Okay. So, be that as it may. The second thing that I want to talk about with this COVID thing is that, and I'm tying this with this election and stuff as well. You guys know that here in Georgia, I was pushing for my friend Harold Dennis, who was running for uh, DeKalb County Sheriff's Department, and the thing was, I was helping him with his campaign, right? And the beautifulness that I love about him was that I had interviewed him a while ago, and with the very first time he ran, because he had ran a few years ago, and that was unsuccessful for him, but he was getting back up into the thing. Well, I did not know that he was a Republican. How about that? Now, this is the thing with it. I don't care about parties. I care about what you stand for. And when I interviewed him, everything that came out of his mouth, I was in total agreement with. And not one time did he say he was Republican. Not one time did we didn't even mention anything about parties. I did not know he was a Republican until maybe like 3 weeks later. And he was telling me about who he was endorsed by. Now, wait a minute. Look who that came up in here. Come on, the flame, honey. Yes. What's up, sister? Congratulations on your show. Now, listen, we got a special announcement coming. I'm going to do all my announcements in a minute, but Flame and Nick, honey, are going to be coming on November 19th on iHeartRadio. I think it is. They got their new show, Laugh and Learn, coming. So, honey, I'm gonna officially do all that in a few minutes. But yes, that's my sister, Miss Flame Monroe, honey. I love her. Okay. And yeah, she's very inspirational to me and to a lot of the children that's out there and carrying on. So, honey, yeah, this here This is one to watch, baby, because I'm telling y'all, this is the real thing right here. You understand? Um, so yes, like I said, I did not know he was Republican until like 3 weeks later, but and that didn't change it. It didn't sway me because of what he stood for. Okay. And he wasn't one of those black Republicans that was talking all that conservative stuff that you hear a lot of Republicans talk that end up talking like in circles. He was someone who was really down to earth and for the people. So I'm like, okay, cute. The reason why this is important to me is because we were supposed to be campaigning for him during the final stretch of the campaign. And unfortunately, he lost by a landslide, right? And like 85% of the vote went to the opponent. And I asked him, I said, baby, what happened? Well, he ended up suspending his campaigning because he was COVID positive. Okay. And he was explaining to me everything that had happened. He and his wife had become, they were both COVID positive. And uh it was so much to deal with. Okay. And he was talking about, the sickness and how he just couldn't move. And there were times where he couldn't eat. And of course, incontinent issues and carrying on and just all of that one thinks about what sickness and illness. And he said, Meet had got to the point where I started praying and just asking God to just take me up out of here because it was so painful. He said it was so painful for me. And then he said his wife was experiencing some of the same things and was in just as much pain as he was. And it was hurting him because it was nothing he could do about it. He couldn't aid her, he couldn't protect her, he couldn't help her because he was in a situation. And when he told me that, because I'm sitting here, I told him, I said, listen, okay, we're gonna get together, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. I had tried to gather up my team together. I was like, listen, we're gonna go out here and get these flyers together because I need him in office. And I didn't get a return phone call. I was like, hey, what's up? And I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, okay. And then afterwards, he had called me and told me he was feeling better, and then gave me the story. And it became very emotional for the both of us. Broke out maybe anyway. Honey, don't take me but a second. And we got just into it. And he said, though I wanted that, but I had that campaign didn't mean that to me. My life became more important. And when he was talking about how they had 5 children, okay, 3 of them are small, so they had to send the children over to relatives' house because the kids couldn't be there, okay. And then the older boy, um, they they kept him upstairs, so he had no contact with his parents. He was upstairs in another part. I think they have a duplex or something. He was in another, basically living on his own, while his parents were in the lower other part of the house, um, dealing with what they had to deal with. And then him not being able to help his parents the way that most of us do when we have sickly parents or whatever. It was a very stressful time. And we want to really get into this, and I'm counting on all of you to make sure that you do your part in understanding what this is. Now I'm gonna say this out loud, and y'all will hear this from me. I just came back from Detroit, and Lord knows that I'm gonna have to go and get a COVID test because Michigan's numbers are outrageous. Michigan they are now reaching to where their numbers are like 8,000, 10,000 new cases per day. You hear what I said? Per day. So in that, um, it's a hot spot. So I know once I find somebody where they have free testing, I'm gonna go get another COVID test, um, so that I can make sure that I'm okay. Because y'all know I'm asthmatic, I have respiratory issues, and so I'm considered to be high risk, for it. Um, Plus, we are um, in coming into our winter season. Now I'm here in Atlanta. Atlanta doesn't get as cold, as what I'm used to or whatever. However, we're coming into that, and one of the things that they're telling us is you can have both, either pneumonia or a cold or the flu and COVID at the same time. The thing is that the symptoms are damn near identical. Okay, so you may not know what's what. Michigan's hospitals are already at 80% capacity now, and the snow ain't even hit the ground yet, child. So, uh, that there was that. Eric, what you say? Please do. Over what? Over 25,000 cases and 300 deaths in just the last 4 days. For Michigan? Are you fucking serious? I didn't know that. Oh, wait. Child, shit. Okay, we got to go immediately, honey. Immediately to go get a damn test. Governor Berger is issuing a partial lockdown effective on Wednesday for 3 weeks. Didn't know that either. Now, you know what? I would say this. Usually, I don't watch TV when I'm out on vacation and carrying on, but I'm getting a little older. So one of the things I'm going to have to start doing is at least catch one of the times, because right now we just being bombarded with news. I get so tired of news all the goddamn time. So either the 6 o'clock or the 11 o'clock news, I'm going to have to watch. Remember how we had that back in the day? If you didn't watch it at 6, baby, you watched it at goddamn 11. It wasn't anyway. I'll get on that in a minute. Um, uh, I'm going to have to start doing that when I'm out of town, so I can understand the city that I'm in to find out what's going on and carrying on. So now that there has me more so wanting to run uh to get this testing and carrying on, so that I can make sure that I'm okay, because I know I'm back at the donut factory on a temporary basis, but shit, quarantine is 2 weeks, child. So in order to make sure everything is okay, I don't have a self-imposed quarantine yet, but I'm gonna do that once I take this test and find out what's what, and then we'll go from there. Okay. So, be that as it may. Now, let's go into something that's going to be a little heavy. It's going to be heavy, and it just crossed my desk today. I was on the phone with my girlfriend Rita Marlowe, and uh, she was telling me, have y'all heard about QUAWAN Charles, the 15-year-old that was found in the cornfields of something of Louisiana? And they're saying that this here is a modern day lynching, and they're comparing his death to Emmett Till. I just saw this picture of this boy. That is ridiculous. And I am livid. I am livid. I am livid. I am fucking livid, because we're in a state right now, people, and I want y'all to hear me very clearly. Nikki, I see you in the queue. I'm gonna bring you in a second. In fact, let me bring you in now, because I know this is probably gonna hit you. Um, Wait a minute. Why my mouse don't move? There we go.
What's
I
his
got you.
name? What's his name again?
QUAWAN Charles. QUAWAN. They call him Bobby QUAWAN, Bobby Charles.
Oh
Okay.
my Lord.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Lord.
Now wait. I'm not now. Listen, I'm gonna share this because y'all need to see this. Okay. Y'all need to see this. Now, if you have weak stomach before I share the screen, I'm telling y'all now, be warned, because this here is not cute. Okay, it is not cute, and I want y'all to know that. Okay, I want y'all to know that.
Oh
Look at this.
Jesus. Oh my God.
You see this?
How?
This is how they found this.
Oh my
15,
God. How?
15.
What kind of person do you have to be? I, damn it.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. This
The
is
boy
ridiculous.
he went
Um,
missing on October 30th. It said he was last seen leaving a family home in Baldwin, Louisiana, according to the family on the GoFundMe account. Charles was picked up from his father's house by a friend and his friend's mother. That was the last time they saw that baby. Okay. The Iberia Parish Sheriff's Office said that in a statement, the boy's body was found around 5 p.m. on November 2nd in a rural area off Edstar Road near the village of Lauraville. The sheriff's office confirmed the minor had been reported missing to the Baltimore Police Department on October 30th, but did not release the young man's name because of his status as a minor. Results of an autopsy are pending as the investigation continues, the release said. The family claims that claims the parish of St. Mary's refused to release the findings of the autopsy. In response,
yeah.
the family is attempting to raise money needed to conduct a second autopsy before his funeral. An individual autopsy needs to be conducted before November 12th to ensure that all findings by the medical examiner can come back conclusive. The family asks that you give what you can during this difficult time.
It also says in this one article I'm reading that they feel like the police dropped the ball when he was reported missing. Like they didn't start looking for him.
How about that? Okay. And then they're saying this one here. I'm reading from Where's the Buzz? Okay. .com. And they're saying that many believe QUAWAN Charles was lynched just like Emmett Till back in 1955. The picture that was released to the press looks like a modern day lynching. Okay. So that's where we are today.
Now I want to ask, so what makes them think that if he left with a friend and his mother, because although horrible as it is, and those pictures are horrific, what evidence, if any, are they using to say it was a lynching?
That there is all speculative. Right now they're comparing it because of the pictures.
Okay.
And how it's being brought up, but we don't know that or have that confirmed as of yet. And quite frankly, I'm going to call it that because
I mean, that's
of the
what it looks like. I was going to say that's exactly what it looks like. I just want to know, did they have any reason, like outright reasons? Because were the friends white? Like I'm trying to figure out. You know what I'm saying? Like what would make them make the correlation besides his state of what he looked like? So
okay,
this is just horrific, and this is shit that just don't make no sense.
I know, and
absolutely makes sense.
Here is something that has just absolutely floored me. The fact of the matter is that I want to hear the investigation. Okay, I want to hear what's going on with it. I want to hear if they question these folks, if they following the leads. You know, that's the stuff I want to hear. But at the same time that I want to hear it, I kind of want them to go ahead on and finish the investigation and not let the court of public opinion taint it.
Right. In order for his family to get the justice and stuff that they're going to need and answers and what they need, you know. But if the family is feeling like they are dropping the ball, like as what I just saw, then hey, you know, we got to get it. We got to get it moving for them.
Of course, they're dropping the ball because just like they said, they didn't want to release the damn autopsy. So now they're trying to raise money to have a second autopsy.
How is it that you don't release an autopsy? Where the hell is that even legal?
That's what I want to know. That's just see right
How is that
there.
even like? Yeah, where is that legal? That you could tell me you're not releasing my child's autopsy? The hell you
Oh,
mean?
hello.
Because if it was nothing wrong, you would give it to me. So right there, that implies there's some bullshit going on.
There's some bullshit going on somewhere. You understand? Somewhere. So now, okay, what do we do? Okay, what do we do? How do we do it? What is this? You understand? And this is why it becomes a whole boogie down bullshit. Okay,
Oh, and we know that
and
the climate we're in. We know the climate we in. We know that dumbass just lost.
right,
You know, all those things have to come into play.
exactly. Okay,
Y'all, excuse my avatar. I like Meech told y'all I wasn't gonna come in here, but I saw he was needing a little backup from time to time because he got stuff going on over there. So just in case he might have to leave the screen, I figured let me just pop in with the avatar. I'm a little tired. Like he said, we all been going, and I think Red is still going. But when my brother need me, I'm gonna be right there, tired or not.
okay. So let me go to the comments real quick.
Okay.
Okay, let me go to the comments and carry it on because, yeah, okay,
Yeah, because I gotta ask you some questions about that the sheriff too. Hey
okay,
Amy.
hey, okay, yeah, this is so scary. I pray we all come through this. Hello. Okay, Amy, good evening. Welcome back, Meeks. Hope you had a great time. Okay, I did. It's always good to see family. Okay, research department is in full effect. Okay. Okay, you have to have a mental break from the media sometimes. Child, ain't that the God honest truth? Which is why some of those nonsensical television exists. Because every now and again you just need to see something dumb, stupid, crazy, just to take your mind off of shit.
Yeah, we need that because
Okay,
that's why we always need laughter. And like remember we was talking about that person who had did something talking about this ain't no time to be laughing. Yes, the hell it is, because there's so much shit going on that if we don't laugh, we're gonna be crying
exactly.
all day and all night.
Okay, unfortunately, yes, that picture broke my heart. Okay, yes, okay, come on. What is wrong with this damn mouse? The mouse don't want to do right. Yes, it did. Hey, Amy. Okay. Okay, we got the other Tracy in the house. We got Philly Tracy in here. Okay. I know. See, right, right, right.
Hey
Okay.
Grace, I was just up in Philly.
Okay. Broken heart. Okay. We're in wartime, y'all. It's time to be my brother's keeper. You know what? More than being
Better.
my brother's keeper, we got to be our brothers and our sisters. We just got to be. If it happened to them, it happened to us. And that ought to be the mentality that we take. However, I don't think all of us are going to get there right away because of, we got some house cleaning to do in order to get to that
Right.
do our daily. At the same time, we still need to um, take on that mantra because, honey, at any given moment, we're sitting up there saying, "Oh my God, it could have been me. Okay,
Right.
it could have been my child." But we have to be that village again. We got to reclaim the village because it's not. It could have been. It is.
It is. Because if it
It,
happened to them, it happened to you. I want
exactly.
to ask y'all a question. Does anybody find themselves, because I've been seeing myself do it lately, has anybody found themselves when you see like an officer or two talking to somebody or pull somebody over or whatever, have you found the need that let me see what the hell going on before you move on?
Right. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I have. I'm like, hold on, do we need to pull out the cameras? What we need to
Exactly. As long as I see that it's peaceful, I'm good. If
right.
it's
And
peaceful,
yeah, and it's like once
you know,
I don't see more, whatever, then I can move on. But like I know that maybe a year or two ago I probably wouldn't have done that. I'd be like, oh Lord,
it ain't
what
got
they
nothing
done
to do.
did.
Exactly.
Right.
You know,
And now, as soon as I see it, and it don't matter who it is for me now. It's like it don't matter. I see police, and I'm like, hold on, we need to pull out our phones. What we
exactly,
need to.
exactly, exactly. And that it's a shame that we're there, but at the same time, we should have been there all the time.
Right.
And
Right.
this is part of that community policing that
Right.
we've been talking about,
Right.
but we have not put into action because most of the time we don't understand what it means. We don't understand, we don't get it. We just don't. And
Right.
oftentimes people think community police means that you're a cop, like you just gonna be a security officer and they're gonna try
Right.
to jump in the way of getting the police business. That's not what it means either.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Right. But
What
now
that
we know,
means
like you
is
said,
that
we have to make sure things are going the right way. It don't mean jump in and try to be super saver, whatever, but it does
exactly,
mean that it's a responsibility to make sure that things are on the up and up. And if
exactly,
you think that it ain't, gonna need to call from some help. If it ain't, but calling some more 911, like, hey, y'all got some officers out here that ain't acting right, and y'all need to send some right ones.
exactly, exactly. Exactly. Get the supervisors, get the captain, get the chief, and if y'all don't, we
Right.
call it the media.
Exactly.
If
Because
you
this
don't,
ain't.
we
I'm
call
trying
the
to tell
media.
you.
And on top of it, we call the media anyway.
I call them anyway. Call them
Not like,
anyway. And,
not
and
like
let
this.
that be, as you like to say, let that be a caveat. And we've already called the press. So before you come acting a fool with the rest of you fools, I said, let
What
that
you
be a
said, we
caveat.
call the press. Okay.
Yeah, we've
And
already
here's the
called the
thing,
press, honey. Just so that you know, they're
so
already
that
on the
you
way too. Okay.
and
While I was
this
calling you,
here,
look, while I was calling you, my brother was calling the press. So they're on the way too. Just wanted you to know.
and the reason why we have to do that is because so many times, y'all know, let me take y'all back to Jesse Smollett for just a tad little bit, and I'm only using him for an example. With Chicago, all of that, you know,
uh,
I was researching and this, that, and the other, and then they wanted to say he was a host. I still don't believe it. I believe that he set
I
up
still don't believe it's a hoax. I don't care what nobody say. And that
something.
ain't even got nothing to do with me and you
Right.
agreeing or just, I just do not believe it. I believe when they talk about, oh, he's an actor, blah, blah, blah. Well, he's too good of an actor to do something stupid like that. That's how I feel.
I believe he was set up. Now the pieces are going to come to play whenever they decide to do this. Those pieces are going to come into play. The thing of
Right.
it is that the point that I'm making is a lot of folks got upset because he was an entertainer and how Chicago got all those deaths and carried on and police cases that are cold or they couldn't find what was going on. Yet here we have Jesse and within a span of a week, y'all done found out that y'all done went surveillance cameras, y'all done did this, y'all done went so much as to say that these children had scripts from the Empire thing and blah. Y'all done did that kind of research.
Right. But you can't find out who killed Pookie.
Boom. And this is why I
And
said
y'all
with the
got
media,
surveillance cameras up and down all around in every goddamn light, in every damn big street light or traffic light, but you can't solve regular murder. So yeah, I feel you on that one, Meeks. That's a good one. That's a good one.
and here's the thing. Oftentimes we always say that, well, this would get high priority because he's a superstar, or he's a this, or he's a that.
Why is that high
You know,
priority? Nobody died.
and right. And then it becomes, well, what about, Pookie or Ray Ray or Shaquanda? Or
Right.
maybe even Biff and Buffy. You know,
Right.
these you don't know about those killers because they didn't make the news. And this is why I'm saying as far as
Right.
everything that happens in our communities, honey, that as far as murders and violent crimes and carrying on, all that should be reported. There should not be a time in this country where somebody feels as though the world has ignored them
Right.
because because somebody else got political status or somebody else got entertainment status or somebody else.
And that's the thing, especially for people of color. For people
Right,
of color, more than not, if you're not famous or rich, then your stuff will not get covered. If you
exactly.
are rich or if you are famous, because don't always think the two are the same, because people that are very wealthy most of the time don't be famous because they don't want nobody to know they got all that money. But unless you're rich and or famous, your stories don't be heard until there are some people who blow it up to make sure it's heard. And that's not right either. Like it's just not right.
Right.
Every story should be an important story. Now I know there's too many to tell. However, just think of when a person of color does something wrong, how they plaster that all over the news. But you don't plaster Billy Bob and them down at the trailer park done went and hijacked this and robbed that and all that because they needed to buy some meth. You don't do the same thing. And that part of the news, even though they like to say that it's so unbiased, that's bullshit too. It's not unbiased, because why is it when the crimes are committed, the only ones you really are telling about are the people of color?
How about that? Now, I left this comment up here because I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. According to the article I'm reading, they're still trying to determine if this is if this is a hate crime.
But remember, that's what I had said, because I was like, what evidence do they have to support whether, because, well, let's just say it's hateful no matter what, no matter who the fuck did it. It's a hate crime. Because you had to have a significant amount of rage and hate in your heart to do that to somebody. So let's just say that. But a hate crime, as it's determined by our legal system and stuff like that, do we know if that's exactly, that was my question, if they said that he left with a friend and a mother. So I basically had the same question Eric had. It looks like it, by all intents and purposes, it looks like it.
Right. Okay.
But what do we know? What do we know?
Are believed to be runaways before they're considered missing and in danger, I believe. Yeah, that's true.
But you know what, Amy? That's true. But at the end of the day, when they run away, they are in danger and missing. Because if they're not grown, running away in danger is the same thing. You're missing.
Right.
You're missing from the place you're supposed to be. So they should not just say, oh, they just ran away. We all know what could possibly happen to a runaway.
Okay. Coroner's office will not release final report for another 8 to 12 weeks, according to the ABC. 8 to 12.
That's some bullshit. Why? They don't take 8 to 12 weeks to fucking get the results.
See, this is the first time I'm hearing this story. Okay, right. See, this is pretty normal because toxicology takes a while. It took 16 weeks for my best friend's autopsy to be 16 weeks. That's 4 months.
That's crazy. But when things become high profile, as this is now in the news, they usually rush it. So what's going on?
Okay. I'm willing to bet that they are trying to nail the medical examination details since they dropped the ball on the surface. You know what? I would give you that. I'll stand behind that. I'll stand behind that. Wait a minute. I don't watch the news too much. It helps keeps my sanity. Okay, how about that?
Charlie, okay. I'm trying to tell you.
With cell phone cam on the ready. Okay.
You better know it everywhere I go. And if I ain't got it on because I'm somewhere meditating and whatever, Mook Millions is always on the case. Her camera's always on wherever we at.
I always
whether it's for fun or what. Listen.
I have paused for a bit, but when I could, to see what might be going on. But most of the time in traffic on my way somewhere, I don't want to hold anyone up. Yeah, that's another thing when it's gawking, because see, gawking will get you killed, child.
I was getting ready to say that's what I remember. What was about 10, 11 years ago when it might have been even longer than that. You know what? That's been 20 years when I found out what a gaper delay was.
Yeah.
On the news all the time, I used to always hear them say, well, on highway in Philly, on 76, there was a gaper delay. And I remember one day saying, what the hell is a damn gaper delay? I hear it all the time. Well, gaper delay is when, like, say you're on one side of the highway and everybody's, they might be stuck, but your side is moving, but everybody on your side decides to look at what's happening on the other side, whether it be police or accident or whatever, that's what a gaper delay
Okay.
is. So that's usually what happens. But I'm talking about like when we in the store or we walking down the street, you might be coming out the store and the cop done pull somebody over and stuff like that. And you're basically in you're able to get it if you need it. I'm not talking about holding up traffic and stuff like that because y'all cause an accident. Don't do that. But yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Leah, I think the Jesse Smollett
Right.
thing was a setup. I said that from the beginning. People been calling me crazy since the very beginning, but I do believe that. I just believe it from my heart. I don't know why.
Leo, you stupid. Question for everyone. Do you look at police departments individually, state laws, and prosecutors individually when investigators and prosecutors are suspect? Or do you lump everyone into one? Asking as a white person and asking because state laws and police departments vary so widely. That's a good question. That's a very good question. And to be quite honest about it, I think we all belong in the same category. I really
Right
believe
now, go ahead, Meech. You answer that one because you already know what I just came
right
from
now,
on Friday.
Yeah. It's like this. When you're looking for justice, and better yet, and let me say this, because most of the time it's not justice that we're looking for. We're looking for retribution. And I say that because oftentimes when an ill has been done, justice is usually served, but it's been served cold because of the way that how the laws are.
Yeah, because how the laws are written. Because if you go by how the laws are written, sometimes, like according to the way the laws are written right now, what just happened to my son and that other boy, some might say is justice, but that's because the way the law was written.
Right.
And at the end of the day, like now I can speak about this because the sentencing happened. So to answer Amy's question, I think it depends on the place where my son and this other young man, just the county that they were in. I think when one person drops the ball, the rest of them cover it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have a murder that took place. There is a young man, a white young man, who was recruiting kids to rob my son and the people that he was with. Well, they didn't know my son was with them, so that to rob the boy that they thought was coming. And they just happened to use my son's car. However, this young man was recruiting kids to rob them. Now, only one of the kids out of maybe the 7 kids, I believe they had come on the witness stand. And mind you, the kids who came on the witness stand all emphatically said that my son, and they didn't even see the other young man, but my son and the other young man absolutely did not do it. But this person who orchestrated this whole thing got immunity in all of this. He's responsible for a young man dying, the young man who actually said yes to robbing my son and the other people that were with him. But because they don't know who was robbing who, well, they knew that they came to rob him because they had all the testimony and the witnesses and stuff to say that that's what had happened. And even that young man. But because they interviewed him early, they didn't know that he was lying to them in the interview, and they gave him total immunity. Okay? Total immunity is something that you orchestrated. My son and this other young man, who they pointed my son out and said, oh, absolutely not. And these were friends of the young man who died. He was absolutely not the person who killed him. DNA evidence excluded my son and this other young man. No murder weapon. And you have eyewitnesses from the other side who said that it wasn't my son. Now, mind you, these were no defense witnesses. These were all prosecution witnesses who said that it was not my son, and they never even saw the other young man. Yet it's still because this happened and somebody else lost their life, My son and this other young man got charged with murder too. In Pennsylvania, murder 2 is life without parole. It's a mandatory minimum. That's the mandatory. It's a mandatory minimum. Now, although the judge tried to see sympathetic and said, as long as you're alive, there is hope, because she knew that we were in the midst of doing the appeal and everything. But understand this. Before all of this happened, when they found out all the evidence that did not point to my son and this other young man, the judge who is pretty much newly appointed to this county, was afraid to take the murder 2 off the table, when she absolutely, it was well within her rights to take it off, and she didn't. And when it was time for the jury to convene, she told the jury, you guys can deliberate on self-defense, or what I say the other one was manslaughter, right? And even though we would have been upset at that, we knew that my son and this other young man wouldn't spend the rest of their lives in jail had they convened on that. But she didn't. She decided to leave it up to the jury. Now, you tell me how you have DNA who excludes people. It excluded both of them because there was a third guy with them. Oh, it didn't exclude his damn DNA because it was him and the other guy that they gave immunity to who were the ones who were making a weed deal. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He gets a deal. But from what I understand, it wasn't as good as he thought. He agreed to allowing the judge to make his sentence. So from what we know right now, she just said he's going to spend the majority of his life in jail because she made his sentence. But you think about it. You have 2 white people in this little racist ass county. Because if you drive through there right now, Tracy, if you in here, we talk about Chester County. So if you know what I'm talking about, put a thumbs up or something in there. Let the people know it's Chester County. If you ride through Chester County right now, all the Trump banners are still up, honey. They're still up. So my grief is you have 2 white guys who are the masterminds of this thing. One gets a deal, one gets immunity. On the one side, the young man dies. On this other side, there's a black and a brown man going to spend the rest of their life in jail for something that they didn't even do, for somebody trying to rob them. So you look at it like we got 1 dead and the other 2 going to be in jail for the rest of their life. That's 3 out the way. But guess what? Y'all fuck with the right one on the wrong day, honey. Because just like we paid $25,000 for that lawyer, we're about to do whatever the hell we got to do to pay for this appellate court too. And you found the right mother on the wrong day. So yes, Amy, to answer your question, it depends on where we are and who we're working with. But do I believe they cover up for each other? Yes, because when they found out that boy was the one who recruited all those people and ultimately it was him who got that little motherfucker. I'm sorry. I don't mean to talk about the little boy that died, but who got him killed. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to sit up here and miss words. We know that you were trying to rob my son. Like, all the evidence pointed to it. Even the backpack they went through after he went to the hospital showed that he had, now, you guys, this was in 2017, way pre-COVID. He had a mask, a bandana on his face at the time of when the crime happened because he got shot in the cheek. The bullet just happened to travel. He got shot in the cheek. In his book bag, there were 2 other masks and another bandana. This was December 27th. It wasn't no damn Halloween. What you need a clown mask and a goddamn horse mask for? Or a clown mask and a scream mask, I'm sorry. And another bandana. So yes, you were trying to hurt my son and his friends. Now, even though my son wasn't the one who did the shooting or whatever, you guys were trying to hurt them. And now he got to spend the rest of his life in jail, and the other little boy never even got out the damn car. So yeah, and when you could have seen the DA's faces when they were proving that this other young man just got over on y'all. But because he come in there looking like Opie that day, he come in there looking like Opie. Oh, he's the poor little innocent white boy. But y'all done gave a drug deal, and y'all didn't even give him corruption of a minor. Because at the time, he was 22. All those kids were teenagers. Okay? The youngest boy that got on the stand, what was that, a couple months ago, Meech? The youngest boy that got on the stand that day a few months ago was only 15. 15 now. And that boy was 22 at the time. So you didn't even give that. Y'all didn't even give him corruption of a minor or whatever you could have did, misleading minor. Nothing. You gave him total immunity, and the other
Okay.
boy you give a jail. So yeah, I feel like when they realized, oh shit, we messed it up. We really messed up. But you can't say we messed up. Y'all got to keep moving forward with it. That's why I say, y'all, when them jury duty things and stuff come in, don't do that bullshit with it. No, I don't want to be on nobody's damn jury, because I promise you, when somebody that you love, or it could be you, God forbid it would be, when you're looking around and you're trying to find a jury of your peers, you ain't gonna find one, because all of us are so quick to find a reason to not be on that damn jury.
Talk about it. Let me go here.
Y'all know, like my.
Come on, I'm so sick of this doggone mouse.
We gonna get you a new one.
Prince George's County, Maryland, we're one of the richest black counties in the entire country. The irony of it all is that the majority of the county police department has been racist for decades. So there is a wariness when a cruiser goes by or just happens to be in the area.
Meech, what was that one we was looking at before? What the hell was we talking about when they were talking about racial profiling and racial something, and the man was like, well, because you look guilty when we roll past. Well, bitch, every black person get a little weary when the cop ride past them slow. What was that we was talking about, y'all?
That was the interview that Michael Strahan did with
yes.
Breonna Taylor officer. Because he was saying there was a difference between racial profiling and criminal profiling.
Yeah, because as a person of color, we never know if something that might be a minor as hell, we might walk away with our life or not.
Okay. A good point about the place. This is why I was asking, because there are so many places that are habitual offenders, Ferguson being one, for example. Exactly.
Right.
Okay. Thank you for entertaining my question, honey. Of course. Okay.
Girl, you get the lesson. Whenever we need to know the answers to something, honey, baby, you be on it. So what are you talking about?
I just read about the boy who just made this transition. This is going to get worse. However, this is also a wake-up call. Indeed. Mandatory sentencing.
We got so many calls.
The strike rule also needs to go as well. Exactly. You thought about taking this to
court TV, you know what?
Great new show.
You know what? They brought that up when our lawyer had said to the judge, even though we know that this is the law, you tell me how a person who now Redman is 26, about to be 27, and the only thing he ever had on his record was a DUI he had, like, probably when he first was able to drink, and he got pulled over.
Okay.
But that's the only time he's ever been in trouble. Ever. And I said that. I said what they didn't talk about was that my son had just graduated from college on the president's list. That when he graduated from high school, he graduated highest honors in science. That he had a job at the airport. That he had 2 daughters and one on the way. One who has never physically touched yet. Y'all didn't talk about that. You had everybody thinking that he was just some black guy with dreads. And I'm not, as a mother, I cannot condone the fact that y'all know I'm always transparent with y'all. When all of this happened, my son ran. He absolutely did. He did. And he came to me. And I remember saying, this is not safe. This is not safe for you. And I asked him, why did he run? And he said to me, in my face, and my son, I'm going to tell y'all something. Redman's a mean ass little motherfucker. Like, he would never cry, never say sorry. But my son stood in my face and cried and said, he was so young. And Mom, I cannot go to jail for the rest of my life for something I did not do. Let me tell you one thing about my son. If my son meant for something to be, he damn sure ain't gonna cry about it. He ain't gonna say shit. It's just gonna be what it's gonna be. Like when he was little and he would do little shit, you ain't gonna see him feel no remorse for nothing. Because that's just the damn Sagittarius in him. He don't feel, if he feel like it was meant for you, then it was meant for you, no matter how much you try to say, now, boy, you know that ain't right. In his mind, if he felt like you deserved it, you deserved it. I watched my son, this young man, look me in my face and cry. I don't think I've ever seen my son cry since he was a little kid. Cry and say, he was so young, but I cannot go to jail for the rest of my life for something I did not do.
Okay.
And, for him to just outright say that to me before I even really knew what was going on, because when he said those words to me, I still hadn't known what had happened yet. I did not know what had happened. All I knew was something was seriously wrong because my son had beautiful locks. And when he got here, he did not have any. When he took off his hoodie, I start crying because I knew whatever it was, it had to be bad.
Right.
And, they like to use that. Well, why would you run? Because that was the first thing I said. Well, shit, what? What you run for? And when he cried, and I just was like, what the hell is going on? What is happening?
Right.
And you never think that anything like that can happen in your life. Y'all know, I tell people all the time, I was there present as a mother. Over 1 million positive cases. For how many people? The whole country?
I'm hoping so. Over 1 million positive in the last 2 weeks.
Oh God! And y'all know. I've said enough. Until we go to do the actual coverage on this thing, I'm gonna just let that go. But Meech, when you were saying about the weather and stuff changing, and about us being here in Georgia, our weather doesn't get that cold. But understand, us people here in Atlanta, this weather changes so much. And y'all know when you could go for a goddamn summer, spring, fall, and winter in a matter of 2-3 days. That's that what your mother say, you're gonna catch goddamn pneumonia weather.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's what we have in Georgia, because you can have all 4 seasons in the day around these parts.
Okay.
So that can get a lot of us with pre-existing conditions sick. And y'all know I don't want no parts of that.
Wait a minute. Did my mama just come up in here?
Are you serious? Wait, for real? Is she, Beach? Is she in here? Wait.
Yes.
Oh my God, Miss Essie Lorraine.
That's her.
Oh my God, we love you so much. Look, we ain't met you in person, but I feel like you my mama too.
Okay. Oh Lord.
Yeah, all I heard from her, Miss Essie.
Okay. With police, if you're a black man, you automatically get nervous when approached by police because you're automatically labeled guilty on sight. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take a break, child. Let me exhale. I'm gonna take a break. And
that just made my heart feel so light that your mom was up in here, and I needed that. I said, thank you. It did, because my heart is so heavy right now, y'all. Y'all even understand. It's something small as that. So we need stuff like that. Right. Thank you, Miss Missy.
Okay.
And she on YouTube. Go ahead, Miss Missy. How she get in on your wife?
How about that? Okay. We're not asking for your permission. We're not seeking your approval. We're claiming what's ours in the name of our ancestors. We are their answered prayers. This is more than a movement. This is a revolution. Black innocence. What are yours today?
Black on, get into it. Black on, look at that David Ford right there, that's his thing. Black on, he don't know Tom. Look at that, David Ford, that's his name. You don't know Tom. Yeah. Yes. Oh, here we go. Oh, I can see the demons. I can't see the demons, but I can see the light.
We are creating black luxury across this country.
What is? Okay, there we go. I'm sorry, y'all, for the delay. My mouse wouldn't let me click back in and carry it on. I'm like, what is going on? But okay, we are back.
I was about to be like, look, I was about to call you and I'll probably be like, the commercial over, where you at?
No, I'm sitting here with my mouth picking up. What's going on, child? Like right now, I'm trying to get into these comments, and okay, here we go. All right, all right. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, I'm gonna start here. Eric is saying over 11 million cases overall in just 9 months. Let me find out Big Meat's mama's up in here.
Yes, she was, honey.
Listen, okay, but she know I'm a cuss, so don't y'all think I'm a half-hearted because she know me. Plus we have been having back-to-back tropical storms and people poorly
Yep.
trying to socialize in bars, clubs, and weird.
Yep.
Hello.
Yep.
I, I love these commercials. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Been trying to catch BF to come on my show. He's been so busy though, doing big things. Proud of that brother. Okay.
I'm still trying to get my little coin together so I could get my glasses.
Okay. Hello, Miss Essie, and I totally agree. We need to keep our eyes open and look after one another. Yes. Okay. You left the train right on time, bitch. To over 150,000 people without power tonight due to the storm. That bitch was coming through there, honey. I thought they were going to cancel my flight because when I got to the airport this morning, my flight was at 12:10. So I had just got in the airport and sat down at my gate, and all of a sudden, I got to hearing all this damn rain. I was like, "What is going on?" And I thought they were going to cancel the flight, but it passed over, and I got home. So it must have been meant for me to come home because no,
That's not.
okay, Leo, yes, and until we figure it, okay, 3, okay, this out. It's gonna get worse. Yeah, it is. It really is. It really is. And the thing of it is that we have to contend with this. Um, what we have to contend with the idea that I don't care who started it. I don't care who initiated it. I don't care who believe that it's false, who believe that it's conspiracy theory and carrying on. What we have to be mindful of is that this climate right now is on the verge of some kind of racial upset. Whether we could call it a race war, whether we call it a power struggle for the have and the have-nots, a rich poor thing, we are
Yeah.
on some kind of social rattling. All right. And quiet as it's kept, we could even say it's between Democrats and Republicans. It could be between conservatives and liberals. Because right now, did y'all see the Proud Boys sitting up there hollering, fuck, what they saying? Fuck Joe Biden, and then fuck Antifa. Did y'all see that chant?
I didn't see it.
I saw that on the news. That's one of the first things I seen when I came home. That was on the news. Not the
You know,
news.
I ain't turned the news on. I got back yesterday, but I haven't really turned the news on.
Not
I
the
just been
news.
trying to decompress.
That's wrong. Somebody sent me a clip on Messenger. It was a clip. But so we have a number of people, okay, who have um generated this whole stance. You know, they have generated this whole thing. The current administration, I'm going to put him at fault for some of it. I can't give him all of it. I'm going to put him at fault for some of it because what he has done was he lit the fuse. He lit the fuse back in 2015 when he first started running. He lit the fuse. And how did he do that? He did that when he was telling folks to hit folks in the head. Oh, knock him in the mouth. If they don't like what you got, knock him in the mouth. He said that at a convention rally. And what happened? That white man hit that black man in the mouth. Y'all remember that? Huh? So because of this, he lit the fuse, but the dynamite was already in place. He didn't put the dynamite there. He was not the one to put the dynamite there. It was already stacked because those who are in that mindset have already been stacking the dynamite forever. This motherfucker just lit the fuse. And so now what we're having and what we are experiencing, it ain't completely blown up yet. But you know how when you light a fuse and it crackles and you get sparks of air? That's what we got. Okay. We got sparks as it's going down the line to get to the big. Y'all watch Wile E. Coyote and the Road Runner?
Yep.
The little the dynamite way down here, but he got the
Acme dynamite. Remember, everything was Acme.
Acme, but he got the little dynamite and the gunpowder as the line, and then he lit it, and you watch it go all the way down till it get to the great big boom. Well, that's what we're in right now. That's exactly what we're in right now, children. And the question becomes, what are we going to do? What are you doing to prepare for it? And I know that sounds crazy because I asked that question because I got to talk to myself about it. I'm like, listen, I'm one who don't believe that I need to be all that prepared in my head. But when you look at the reality of it is, I have to be prepared to do something to protect
I was getting ready to
myself.
say, I'm thinking now it got to be just like we talk about, like about the vote, about the mask. It got to be a just in case. Just in case my vote damn count, I'm going to vote. Right. Just in case this motherfucking mask will keep me from getting COVID again, I'm going to wear it. You know what I mean? I think we got to be prepared. We got to be prepared for a just in case. And what does that really look like? What is that going to look like for us? What do we say? Y'all tell us, what do y'all think for being prepared for what may potentially be a race war, or whatever we want to call it, would look like? Because in our minds, we might be saying, yeah, I'm with the shit. You can come over here with that bullshit if you want to. And yeah, I might be prepared to fight, but what else am I prepared to do?
Exactly. Okay, exactly. And with that in mind, children, this is why I have never fired a weapon. Never. However, y'all heard Big Red, honey. He done challenged me. And one of the things you don't do with Big Meat, honey, and that there is give me a challenge I think is worthy of me exploring. So he wants to take me to the gun range and he wants to show me the mechanics of firing a gun. And then this child here, Nikki done co-signed it.
Yes, God, because I love shooting guns. Because I love shooting guns. I mean, not outside, but at the range I do, because it's a stress reliever for me.
And I've always said that, if you go to the gun range to fire, that's healthy. Go to the gun range,
and I can honestly say I've never fired a gun outside of the range, but I wanted to be prepared for if I did. So look, since Red done challenged you and I co-signed it, I'm gonna add some more onto the goddamn challenge. I implore you to go as Big Meech, and then another time go as Samantha, because when I go in heels and everything, because you never know where shit might pop off.
Now you know what? Because I'm hard on some heel self because I got a big old foot and trying to balance in the girls. And I'm trying to give me alcohol. That's all sweet now. No. You can't have me in alcohol and 4-inch pumps, honey. That's just not gonna do.
Okay.
That ain't gonna do.
And I'm telling y'all, listen. When I used to go to I told you I used to go to the range every week when I lived out there, like where Big Red lives, right? And the man, and this is how you don't judge a book by its cover. I tell a story all the time. The man that used to sit back there where you actually fire at, there's a person who sits back there to make sure everything is okay. And to me, in my mind, he was like a big good old boy. Like in my mind, he probably was the biggest redneck I ever seen in my goddamn life, right? And one day he asked me, he said, every time you come here, you are dressed, you got on heels and you're looking. He said, why you come to fire like that? And I said, and this was even before we started to film stuff, but I was still doing music and we in the clubs for the performances and stuff. And I said, listen, I work in entertainment. We're in clubs and stuff a lot. And you never know where some stuff might pop off. And I might not be able to kick these heels and stuff off, especially if I got on my high heel boots and stuff. I might not be able to take them off. So I need to know that I know what I'm doing. That man looked at me. He said, well, baby, I'll roll with you any day. And and
Okay.
after that, I had felt so bad for prejudging this man because he really just didn't talk that much, and I didn't know that he was that damn friendly.
See,
But yeah, and I
now,
thought about it
yeah,
like that.
here's what you
Yeah.
just said right there. That there is the wave of the world because we all do it.
Hmm.
That is
Yep.
what being prejudiced is. When you have a preconceived
Hmm.
notion of as to something without having the facts, without doing
Right.
any kind of investigation. And so what we have
Hmm.
here, the prejudice is the underline to how that there is the seed that plants racism.
Right.
Because that seed there is being what a lot of the stereotypes, a lot of the commentary, a lot of the bullshit comes in.
Hmm.
Because based on what you think I am, then you
Right.
start to build your opinions and stuff based on that,
Yep.
having no fact about it at all. Then you get somebody to co-sign the bullshit and
Yep.
on a few unscrupulous statistics, or exaggerated unscrupulous statistics, and then
Hmm.
it becomes a whole do I did it. Okay,
Right.
so because of
And
that,
that's
yeah,
why
that
it's always good to admit when you're wrong. You know what
right,
I'm saying? Because until that day, like I don't have a general prejudice of white people, but just by the way he always looked and never really said anything or never had any like a pleasant facial expression or anything like that. In my
right,
mind, I'm looking at you like, oh, you must be looking at me. Why this black bitch always in here firing a gun? That was what my preconceived notion of was of him. And I'm not saying that he's 100% this or that, but I can say after that day we had a whole different rapport.
right,
And sometimes it takes a conversation. And what's
right,
happening with us as a people on their side and our side, there's so few people willing to actually have the conversation. Because
exactly,
when I get to ask you, why don't you like me? What have me personally, what have I ever done to you? And I'm sure
hmm
whether the question is on vice versa, and neither one of we never did shit to each other. So what you mad at me for?
right. What you say? Hope Biden comes in and do what he has to do, no matter how angry it will make his opponents be. You know what? I'm gonna talk about that in a minute.
Woo.
He also
It's
said,
gonna
"Fuck
be
Fox
hard.
News." Okay. Yes, it got ugly for a bit in DC yesterday. I got to find out what the hell that
What
was.
happened?
Research department, give me that DC
Get
story.
on it.
Okay.
Yes. What happened? What happened?
Love that their mouthpiece is now their enemy because they caused the election before all the votes were counted, quote unquote. Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Well, we putting the fuse out. Come on now. Hello.
All right.
Hello.
Let's do it. Come
Votes
on.
were in DC last
Yes,
night. They
ma'am,
were
Miss Tracy.
okay. I need to find out what that was because I heard Flame was talking about it. I came in on her and uh they were like she called it the 167 person march.
Ooh, I can't.
Okay, she said, well, that was the 167 person march. Okay. I said, girl, stop.
And if
But
Flame is in here, I meant to say, I wish I would have been in here when you read Flame's thing. We was talking about her. We was talking about it yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? I think me and Book Millions was talking about when she said, "Oh Lord, need me a sugar mama." I said, "Now when you had your hand or they had gripped Flame's ass, you should have squeezed it a little bit tighter or a
okay.
little bit different, and you would have had Flame."
Okay.
My baby's still talking about your Flame.
Right. Hard to forget that Trump encouraged his cult to beat up dissenters. Yes, hello.
That's so
In fact,
crazy.
last week I was at work in DC. I saw a few of those stupid ass Trumpites walk down the street past my building with their flags and no masks on. The two huge pickup trucks, them damn flags drove down the street past the building. I said, you know what? Hold on. Let's stop right here
Hmm.
because I want to make a point here. I want to make a strong point here because it's not the fact that it's the flag, or they have the Trump flag that's the problem. Okay. Because I know some of y'all will sit down. So some of you who may be listening for the first time and want to get into this whole thing of why is it cold in here? Did somebody just turn on my goddamn air? You know what? Oh, bitch, wait a minute. I was in the bed like, where the fuck is their air coming from? Okay.
Oh Lord, you over there? I thought we having hot flashes now. You getting cold?
Listen, now I'm cold. Honey, I was hot. Listen, I told you, I know I'm going through menopause or something, child.
I was going to say now, are you post-menopause or what's happening over there?
I was too. You know, there are moments I play with the thermostat because one moment I am cold because I came in earlier. I was like, oh my God, I'm freezing. So I turned the heat on and I had to just to knock off the chill. Okay. Yeah. So then, okay, I'm good, cool. All right. Then it would get to I was like, oh damn, it is hot in here. So now I got to cool it off just to find that right balance, right? Well now I think one of my children up in here, honey, she doing her trying to do her shit and I turn on my damn air. Cause bitch, I got an arctic blast on my leg, child, and I know the door ain't open. Okay. So
you know, I feel it over here. Millions be going from the heat to the cold. I be like, what the hell's going on in here? Right. And you know, I always got the fan on. If I'm laying down, it's a fan on some goddamn way in this bitch. I'm gonna just tell y'all that.
So let me finish this because I want the people to hear this and hear me well. Because it's not the fact that you're a Trump supporter that makes you wrong. Because that's not what this is at all. Mm-hmm. That is not what this is at all. Because as a citizen of this country or whatever, and plus as the incumbent and things of that nature, he has those who believe in him and those who, I mean, the man has produced a family, he has a wife, he has children, he has family members and carrying on, and those who are in his corner.
Right.
That's not the problem. We just disagree about his leadership but that's not the problem. The problem is that what he has done with his leadership, okay, with the amount of bullshit he has given us, with the amount of fuel he has put on a raging inferno, with the racial tension here, with him not taking a stance but wants to sit down there and talk out of both sides of his damn mouth and then criticize the media, talking about fake news, you have
it's only fake news when they don't agree with him.
Right. And what has happened is, y'all heard me say this all the time, you may not be but you showed how to talk their goddamn language and you speak it very fluently. Because you have sat up here and have got these folks in arms. And a lot of folks who waved that flag, Trump Pence 2020, okay, are part of that base who believe in a lot of those white supremacists, white nationalists, that rhetoric that sits down there and you are inciting a race war. There are those who believe that.
Now, I can honestly say when he first became president, Meech, I used to think that he was an actual racist. I used to think that he was prejudiced against your status, like rich or poor racist. Right, I didn't think that it was a color thing in the beginning. But as the time about a year in, I was like, oh no, this bitch don't like us. He don't like us. He don't like no people of damn color. He calling the Mexicans rapists, murders, and all kinds of this motherfucking crazy.
He don't like us unless us got coin.
That's it. And I think that's where I used to get confused because I used to be like, no. Because Donald Trump got a whole bunch of, you know what I mean? And then I thought about it. No, it's only the rich black people that he likes. If you rich and you black, you cool.
Somebody said this, and I thought about this, you know, because was the Jew who said this? Somebody. They were talking about the fact that, no, it was a commentator, somebody. Talking about, well, you know, before he ran for president, you know, back in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s, you know, y'all didn't hear about I'll hate Donald Trump here, hate Donald Trump here. But he was with the rappers and he was with all them and he was sitting up there spending money. He balling. He on WWF, body slamming the gun. I didn't think that was him at first. Until when I saw that the first time, I didn't think that was him. When he did the WWF and he went out there, he come out with his bodyguards and shit, and he ran up on the
Yeah.
wrestler and slammed him or whatever he did.
Right.
I thought that was a lookalike, a Donald Trump lookalike. You know,
Mm.
that was him.
Right.
And I, what the fuck
And
is
he
this?
was. We put him in all the songs and stuff because everybody wanted to be like Trump. Wanted to be like
Because
Trump.
they want to
You
be
wanted to
like
own
him as
Trump
far
towers.
as
You wanted to own the
yeah,
casinos and all kinds of shit like that. And yeah,
but that's
because
still
nobody
good on
knew that the
paper.
motherfucker didn't care.
Right,
Yeah.
right. All of that.
He wasn't.
And so
We didn't care.
now,
He wasn't trying to run our country then. That's the difference.
exactly. And this is something that I tell folks all the time. It's not the fact that he wasn't trying to run the country. He was as a business person, he was about his business. This is about me making money, how
And he was a
to take care
celebrity.
of me
Yeah.
and my family, and this, that, and the other. Now with this particular office, it's no longer me and my family. You have to take care of the country. Okay. And you ran it, and we've all heard and said that he runs it like a reality show, but honey, that's what he
He
is.
runs it like you, whatever the fuck the name of his show was.
The Apprentice. He's
The
a fucking
Apprentice.
celebrity, and we gave him that status. And I
Right.
wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if he had his hand in some of those private prisons.
Mm.
I would not be surprised at, because when they talk about the link between the music industry and the private prisons, because the music industry was supporting private prisons, which is why,
Yep.
remember in the late 90s, early 2000s, the whole rite of
Mm-hmm.
passage of going to jail, and then you come out of jail with a fucking rap contract and
Right.
an album
Right.
shit.
Right.
Their
Mm-hmm.
whole thing, when the folks was doing that, honey, I knew something wasn't right, because you're trying to sell this image, and so we had allowed for that.
Mm-hmm.
Young boys,
Yeah, because you start making the boys to think that you wasn't the shit unless you went to jail.
unless
I
you went
remember
to
saying that
jail. Yeah,
when Marley and them was young and it was, just starting to be rappers and shit. I said, let me explain something to you. Because I heard one of his friends say one time, yeah, because you ain't really gangster till you go to jail. And they was all teenagers and shit at the time. And I used to just let Marley and them talk their shit. But I heard the little boy say it, and I walked past and I walked back. I said, let me tell you something, especially you in my house. Don't know real the gangster want to go to jail. Let me explain something to you. Any real gangster is doing everything they possibly can to stay the fuck from out of jail. They are not talking about fuck that I want to go to jail. No, they don't want nobody knowing what the hell they doing. They don't want y'all ever see y'all seen the movie when Denzel played Frank Lucas? When his wife bought him that motherfucking fur coat, he had a fucking heart attack. He didn't want nobody to know.
Okay.
Was it Frank Lucas he was playing? It was Frank Lucas, right?
What, in American Gangster?
Yeah, American Gangster.
Somebody.
Yeah. But y'all see that in the minute that he wore that shit is the minute when they realized who he was. They knew his name and stuff, but they could never figure out who the fuck he was because he wasn't all flashy and shit like that.
How about that?
The moment you start being flashy and shit, then they figure out who the fuck you are. And I had to tell that boy, I said, ain't nothing gangster about going to jail, you stupid ass. And if you sit there and you believe that, you're dumb as hell. Molly was like, Ma, I don't believe you. Yes, y'all stupid as shit.
Okay. Hold up. Research that came through. Hold on. Research came through and says, yesterday in D.C., there was a pro-Trump march that happened. Tens of thousands, up to 150,000 people were congregated with Trump flags and regalia to protest the election and support the president. Proud Boys were noted to be in attendance, as well as Moms of America, a conservative women's group. Trump drive his motorcycle through the parade march to wave to his adoring audience.
I can't.
I won't.
I can't wait.
I won't.
Listen, I hope he refused to leave the White House because I can't wait to see the Secret Service tear his ass up.
I won't. Do you understand me? How?
And that there, right there, that's the unpresidential shit that we are talking about. He is not
Yes.
presidential in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Does he represent us as a people? He wants to be a dictator, is what he wants. And the
Mm-hmm.
people who follow him and stuff like that and think the things that he does like this is right, then you might as well want to live in a dictatorship.
Right.
He come from his roots is in Germany. So look, little Hitler, I'm gonna need for you to shut up and sit the fuck down some damn where.
Not little Hitler. He speaks the biggest language.
Listen, even the people that his lineage linked back to in Germany don't want no parts of his ass.
Okay, rich
Yes.
and black.
Yep.
Like, hello? Okay. You can't open carry firearms in DC. That's practically a no-no because of the gun control laws there. How bold does one have to be to pull up that kind of stuff? I'm pretty shocked that they recovered some.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Many people
But
thought
look who had him.
elitist. That's how he won, I believe. Interesting point. Interesting. Well, yeah, it's because of his status. Yeah, I'll give you that. At the Playboy Mansion. Aha, okay. Okay, you got to
All
remember
right.
now. You know what? He is, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's been that way since the 60s and 70s. Yeah, that's true. Which is why, I'm going to tell y'all.
Leo, don't put that on those damn Geminis. Leo, don't you put that on us. I don't give a shit when his birthday is. Don't you put that shit on us. Mm-mm.
But one of the things that this is what I was telling folks about, and that there is he has always been consistent. I didn't vote for him. I didn't like his policies, but he's always been consistent. I was not one who was running around when they did the tape about him saying grab about pussies. I didn't jump on that because that was 12 years prior to him even thinking about running for the office. So I'm like, no, he said that as men talk, and every man that came on the show or on The View or everywhere else talking about something, that's not locker room talk. There's a motherfucking lie. Men talk like that. Okay? Especially when they think they're in the company of another man who's going to
Of
co-sign it.
like-minded, when you think you like around like-minded people, but at the end of the day, don't they always dig up people's past?
But see, but here's the
They
thing.
tried everything in the motherfucking everything in the universe to dig up shit on Obama. Y'all just mad because y'all couldn't.
Exactly. The thing, I didn't jump on that because I was like, okay, so he said that, so but what it fueled was, let's look at his behavior since then, because that was 12 years prior to. Now let's go after he said that. That's when he jumped on Rosie O'Donnell and got to call her all kinds of fat and blah 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 blah.
Yes. Yes.
Elizabeth Warren, he got to doing that with the handicapped girl and just that now. When he did all
Right.
that bullshit, that was consistent with his behavior. I was like, that's the shit. See, okay, 12 years ago, okay, yeah, we've all did shit back. We all got a pass. But okay, what has he done since then that's consistent? And he's been consistent. That was that. But here, let me go here because I want to tie all this into this particular thing here. And that there is this Senate election that we got the runoff here in Georgia.
Oh yeah, can we clear that up too? Because you said something about the absentee ballots, and then when I looked at Roland, he said that we could do in person. What's it called?
And the reason why I said that about the absentee ballots because I had got a call today from Warnock, from Raphael Warnock's camp. Okay, somebody who's a volunteer on the robocalls.
Okay. And they was talking about that too, about the robocalls.
Okay. And so I talked to a live person and she was explaining to me what was going on. And one of the questions, they're like, okay, well, are you going to go out? I said, yes, but I want them to see me in person. And she said, well, one of the things she said, well, get this news out there that if you're going to vote early, because I said I want to vote early and in person. She said, well, if you're going to vote early, you have to get an absentee ballot. I said, what? She said, a lot of people don't know that. She said, you have to get an absentee ballot. You have to call and request one to be sent to you because they're not just randomly sending them out. If you want to vote early. She said, now you can still vote in person, because you can take that, the absentee ballot, sign it, fill it out, and go hand deliver it to the register, the voters register. Or you can take it if you want to go and take it on the day of election or whatever, because it's already filled out. You can take it and go hand it in.
Now listen, because they was talking about those kind of calls and stuff being scams. Because remember when we had Mimi on the show a little while ago, and she said that's what they said she did, but she never did that, and that's what they were trying to keep her from voting in person because she had filled out one of them.
Right.
So let's try to get some clarification on that.
Well, what we do know is this: here in Georgia, because that's I don't know if we have any other runoffs, but the date is January 5th. Okay,
right?
We got seats, and the reason why this is important is because these 2 seats are going to determine the power in the White House. Okay, right. As far as the Senate is concerned. And okay, for those of us who are praising, the victory of Biden and Kamala, okay, that's cute. But one of the things that we do need is that we're going to need power up in that damn Senate.
Okay. Yes, God.
Mitch McConnell and that goddamn Lindsey Graham that got reelected. Okay, they done got
How that bastard get reelected? Jesus.
I'm fucking floored for that. At the same time, understand this. Y'all remember when they set up there, Lindsey and Mitch set up there, and they wanted the Obama presidency to be a one-term president. So that whole party, that party. Well, you know what? I'm gonna say it this way. Those who were against that presidency, because let me just put it that way. Those were opposed to the Obama presidency, did everything that they could to block everything that he was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all know, y'all seen that. But those of y'all who say he didn't do enough for black folks, well, honey, look, go deal with your sentence and carry it on, because they're the ones who had the power to vote. They were the ones to push this through and push that through and this and the other. And so now what we need both of these seats here in Georgia to stay blue, or to go blue, so that Kamala and Joe can have what they need as far as that power base to get things to go through. If we don't get the power,
they need the back end. Yeah, they need the back end.
If we don't get the balance of power, the first 2.5 years are going to be fucking tumultuous, because a lot of that is going to be the Republicans, claiming and swearing that everything is liberal and this, that, and the other. And they're going to fight. They are going to put up a fight. And then here's the thing that I want y'all to consider, because a lot of those bastards that were up in there when Biden was the vice president are going to react the same way, because they're going to feel that he's coming in to be Obama too. So, Obama 2.0, how about that? And they're going to try to block some shit. And then to make him look like his presidency was this, that,
right. So then people, when it's time to vote again in the next 4 years, people will be like, "Oh, he didn't do nothing. We should have voted for Trump," and all that bullshit.
Exactly.
We can't let that happen.
Okay.
We cannot let that happen. And y'all know that motherfucking Kelly Lexter, whatever the fuck her name is, I don't like that bitch. And it don't have nothing to do with her being a Republican. I just don't like her. I feel like she was doing insider trading too.
Who?
What's her name? Kelly Lexter, or whatever the fuck her name is.
Oh, okay. Let the Secret Service toss his ass out like Uncle Phil did to Jazzy Jeff on Fresh Prince.
Yes, God. Yes, God. I always, you know what I keep thinking, Leah? I keep thinking, you know how in that part of Black Panther? Well, what's her name? What's the leader of the women? What's her name? Me. When she said, yeah, you think he Mussolini. When she said, I protect the throne no matter who sits on it. That's the same way the Secret Service is. They don't give a fuck who the fucking president, who you is. They got to protect the president. So, bitch, the day that you're no longer president, they're not protecting you. They have to protect Biden. So your ass is out of there. So I hope you act a fool.
Okay. I said, yes, they do. I've been in a few locker rooms. Hello. Ha.
Okay.
My thing, it's okay to vote and stand who you stand with. But how the hell did all this come to killing and hatred? I'm the only black person at my job in administration. I wish. You know what? And that's a damn good question. That's a damn good question, Tracy. That's a damn good question. Okay.
Now, Tracy, do they expect for you to speak for all black people? Because when I was the only person in management at this one company, this one mental health company that I worked for, and I was the only black site manager, and they expected me to know and do all things black for everybody, for any of my employees that was black.
They called it the Million MAGA March. Trump cashed in police to do your job and take care of the Antifa scum who ran for the hills. He claimed that Antifa attacked elderly people and families and praised supporters for aggressively fighting back. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. See, that's what I'm talking about.
What kind of bullshit is that?
Would you speak their language?
Because he one of them. He ain't just speaking the language no more. Remember how what was the men's hair club, man? I'm not only a company. What the fuck was that men's hair club commercial?
Yeah. I'm not just the president, but I'm not only a client.
I'm also a member.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's him. That's what the fuck they need to be putting. I need to make a meme about that shit tomorrow. I'll make it tonight or tomorrow.
Was impressed by him. He represented himself well. Well, he had, you know what? He's a preacher, honey. So one thing he's going to do, he's going to keep all day. When I spoke to the person who called me, I'm looking to get him here. Okay, either he's going to be live with us on the stream or he's going to be on the radio show, one of the two. But I'm looking to get him here. Okay. Lindsey Graham's old queen ass have several seats somewhere. I can't believe he got reelected child either. Okay, it starts at the bottom to take care of the top. How about that? Okay.
Ooh, yes.
Okay. For your ass, honey. Okay, facts. Okay.
Don't play too much.
Okay, listen, child. I'm glad Red wasn't here because he'd have ran with that one.
Okay. We would have never got away from that one.
Oh my God. I want to do a diary of a mad black woman on them. Okay, how about that? Okay. Goody. Right. Okay. More from the research department. A man in his 20s was hospitalized with serious injuries, including a stabbing in the back after a mass brawl broke out after 8 p.m. A black woman was thrown to the ground and screamed at by Trump supporters and shouted, "Fuck Antifa," while she bled from her face. Many protesters were said to be anarchists looking for a fight with Trump supporters. Look at that.
Why every time somebody oppose what they say and they the ones that's the troublemakers?
Right. See.
Why is that?
That's what I'm talking about. And I can't.
And we won't.
So listen, children, the bottom line to this is this. Okay, yes, okay. All of the voting and stuff is going to be confirmed next month. You know, we know the count and everything, but then we got to go through that special process of the electorals, you know, all of that they have to do on the second end of this to get ready for the inauguration.
What's so funny is it's like no matter what the hell, even if you thought you had Georgia or Pennsylvania, bitch, we got Nevada and you lost. You lost.
You lost, honey. So
pack your shit. Everything you own in the box to the left. Get the fuck out.
That there is where this is. Now, I was going to do something else, but I'm going to let you guys go because, yeah, okay. I was going to get into... yeah, because I came straight in from the airport and I really haven't rested or whatever. But I wanted to come on today. But here, I will give y'all a homework assignment. It's going to be fun. Fun. Remember before when I asked you guys what was that go-to meal that you wanted your mama or your that favorite dish or whatever that you wanted your mama to cook for you, especially when you're down or whatever. Well, here, that's
Mm.
the opposite end of that, honey. What is your favorite go-to snack? Child, this is what you're gonna grab when you gonna eat. Watch television. You just got to have this in the house. What is that snack, honey? Okay,
Dark
that you just know
chocolate and
how to
chips. I gotta have some dark chocolate and some plain chips.
okay,
I swear, I know it's weird,
okay.
y'all, but it's the
Oh, wait a
chocolate
minute.
and the
Well,
salty.
okay. Obama said today this country's is totally divided, and this transition isn't going to be good. Hello.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
on 60 Minutes. The 60 Minutes I was watching earlier. I don't know if it was old or not, but it was on, but I wasn't really paying attention.
Okay.
He was
Get out
on
what
there.
you spin on, honey. Okay. They launched no tear gas, no rubber bullets on them. No. Okay.
Of course
Okay.
not.
So that there is that. So you guys do that when we reconvene, honey. Let's have a little bit of fun about your favorite about okay, dark chocolate and pecans. Come on now.
Woo,
Aha.
see, that's what I'm talking about. Run me some dark chocolate, honey.
Research department said the brawl happened after 8 p.m. and saw violence from far left and far right against each other. Some shot fireworks at restaurant patios where Trump people were eating and shouting, "People are dying while you are dining." The earlier march went towards the Supreme Court and went without incident for the most part.
Mhm.
See, my favorite current go-to snack is low sodium Ruffles with Lay's jalapeno cheese dip. Ooh,
Ooh.
pistachios, peanut butter, and crackers.
Mm. I love me some
Okay.
pistachio.
Now
But
you know
my
back
go
in the
but
day,
like it gotta be when we talk about the go-to, like when you're going through some shit, right?
well, period.
Oh, okay. Because when I'm going through some shit, yeah, it got to be that chocolate and the chips. Now, on a daily basis, I just love nuts, like the deluxe mix of nuts with
Yeah,
the pistachios and almonds and
I ain't got
what you
no
call them,
grill all that.
Brazilian nuts. Ooh.
My
Yeah,
grill is
I love
fucked up, and I can't do it like I used to, honey. Let me wait till I get some dental insurance so I got to get these bitches snatched and yeah.
it. Just God.
The rest of them, honey. The rest of them got to come on now. We're gonna get implants and carrying on, honey, to do that so I can have my smile back. But I
Mm.
can savage of it because the Bell's palsy done took the other half of it. But anyway, mine. Now you know I had phases because it used to be where in my teens I used to have a Hostess cherry pie with
Oh,
some
the
crunchy
Hostess cherry
Cheetos
pie with the
and a
icing on the outside.
yes, yes, God.
Baby. Ooh, I love them
I used
damn
to have a
Hostess cherry.
Hostess cherry pie with a bag of crunchy Cheetos and a red Fago pop. Ooh, yeah, and I said pop, not soda. Okay.
Don't
Ooh,
get me started.
a
Oh my
pop.
God. Meet them
Okay.
cherry pies. Them
So
Hostess
and
cherry
then
pie.
they were the bomb back in the day. They're too sweet now. They done changed the recipe.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
Now,
because they used to be harder. They used to be more like with
yeah,
the tart, the cheesy
yeah,
tart. Ooh,
yeah.
yes.
Now,
And don't get fancy and try to warm it up.
I'm gonna look away from the camera.
Why? Don't look away.
Huh,
Don't look.
that was the shit I eated that got that thing up and get you some French vanilla ice cream.
You
Stop.
better don't even don't do me.
Uh-uh.
Don't do.
Uh-uh.
Don't do it.
Uh,
You gonna have me here like, oh, what time the Walmart?
okay. Now what I do, because see, like, I'm real big. I love Reese's and carrying on, but I go back to the
Mm-mm-mm.
commercial. When the commercial is like, honey, your chocolate is in my peanut butter. They say, no, your peanut butter is in my chocolate.
Ooh, your peanut butter is in my chocolate.
Baby, I get me a big old thing of peanut butter. And I will buy
Oh,
like a Hershey's, whatever chocolate I get, whether it's either the Hershey chocolate or whatever candy bar I got
Mm-hmm.
that's all chocolate. It
Mm-hmm.
may have a nut in it too. But
I
that
hate you with almond. I used to get them all
and
the time. Mm.
I go and I take my chocolate and smudge it in that
Just
damn peanut butter. Yes, I do. Oh wait, did I just
you
do that like I
play
was
too
eating for real?
much. Wait a minute. You gonna have me at the store tomorrow, like, cause you know how you could go to Aldi and
But I
get
didn't
all the
see you
different little
just now to eat
chocolates
that.
and stuff. Yes,
I was
I saw
demonstrating
you.
and I
I see you. That you. I'm so glad it's late, cause my dumb ass will be out at the store right now trying to buy cherry pies, chocolate, and fucking peanut butter.
just did that like I was eating.
Oh,
Lord
but
Jesus.
wait, I got some. Y'all, I bought some chocolate. They're individually wrapped, almost like you know how when you break off your Kit Kats, you know how
Yeah.
they in the little squares. Okay, so they're individually wrapped like one of those, but it's chocolate with hazelnut crisp. You got me ready to go in there, and they already in the freezer. I got them out of Aldi earlier today. When I went to the store to get Lily, I don't know how the fuck I bought that. I was supposed to be going to get waffles for Lily for breakfast tomorrow. Somehow they wound up in my damn basket. I'm just saying.
You
But
know
I got
what?
some tasty
Don't
peanut butter
do it.
in there. I be done went in there, stuck that thing in some damn peanut butter.
Sometimes I'll tear up some little damn oatmeal raisin sandwiches. Used to eat them from my care package while on deployment all the time. Let me tell you now,
Oh,
I love the oatmeal things on them, but I love the double fudge ones too. Nowadays, there's butter pecan ice cream and pretzel rods. Trace.
Tracy, I got butter pecan. Let me tell y'all something. If y'all don't know nothing about that, that's some good shit. I got butter
Those
pecan,
cotton
Brian's butter pecan in my freezer right now. Right now.
candy grapes at Publix are the devil. I don't know nothing about that. The cotton candy
Wait, the what
grapes.
now? Cotton
Cotton
candy grapes.
candy
I heard
grapes.
somebody else
Yeah.
say something about that. Was it Mook? It might have been Mook. Somebody said something about that.
I don't know nothing about that. I know nothing about that. Okay.
So
Little
they're like
Debbie sweet
candy grapes or
potato,
something.
but from the freezer.
Oh,
Baby, let me tell you something about a frozen damn Little Debbie Swiss cake. Chocolate.
don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, hostess ho hos or ding dongs. Why they name them things that? I just need to know why the fuck
Wait
they
a
named
minute,
them
wait
that.
a minute, wait a minute. And the thing of it is, see, you know, it's so funny
It's
because
because
it's
it's the
the same
same
damn
shit, just
shit.
different shape.
It's different
But
shit,
different shape.
but baby,
Them
again,
whole wait a minute. The
wait,
ding dong is the round one, right?
it's a round one.
The ding dong,
No,
baby.
no, wait a minute. Yeah, because it was called King Don's, then it went to King Dong, then with the Ding Dongs, and then the
Okay.
holes are the cylinder ones. Yeah.
Yes, because they were
Okay.
the ones that was the round one. Because they
Yeah,
remember in
the
the if
round
you
like
buy
a
the box,
bug.
they came in the individual silver
Right.
thing if you bought the whole box. Put some of
Remember
them in
when
the
they had
damn
the
freezer.
silver wrapping paper?
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Put them
Ooh,
shits in the freezer. Baby.
listen, honey, listen. But it's
Y'all
so
got me
funny
about to
because
gain weight. Just think about this shit. I'm gonna need for y'all to stop.
listen, the whole thing about the King Dongs, the Ding Dongs, and the Ho Hos is that our society had conditioned us so badly to
Hmm.
where men would not buy Ding Dongs for the name of it. They would get
Right.
the Ho Hos.
They get the whole hose, but not the
They
ding
get
dong.
the Ho Hos, but never the Ding Dongs, honey.
They done messed us up as a people. I swear to God. I
You
tell
get
you
the
what.
Ho Hos.
Them goddamn ho-hos was good as shit though. I don't give a
Okay.
damn. Well, they both was good as just the shape of them, but the ooh,
Then
child.
came some sour cream and onion potato chips. Ooh.
Oh my God, now that's Lily, honey. Them damn sour cream
Okay.
and onion potato chips.
Talking about ho ho. Boo, Nick Auntie, talking about ho hos.
Listen, oh,
Oh Lord, I'm
listen.
eating that
It
right now
wasn't
for
me. It
tea.
was Hostess Amy. It was the Hostess.
Okay. What you eat? You eating
Ooh,
them grapes
what
right
you
now,
eating, Daryl?
girl? You
You
eating them
eating the
grapes
grape
right now, them cotton candy grapes?
or the
Oh,
ho-hos? What you
why
eating?
did I know you were going to say that? And don't get me started on the York peppermint patty from the
Oh, I love me some York peppermint patties. Oh, Jesus Christ.
when I was a
She,
kid.
hey, don't get the
Because the
mini
mint was
ones.
so.
Get the mini ones. Ooh, the mini ones.
Listen,
Me, see, you done
listen.
started this bullshit. We was
You know
supposed to.
what? Listen, I'm telling y'all, but I know, honey, because I'm telling
Oh, and
y'all
the
the
Andes,
commercials.
Andes after
Yeah.
dinner mints. Oh, I
Oh my!
inhaled them shit.
I would sit down there and me and that damn peppermint patty commercial. You know, I live for that motherfucking commercial.
Me too. Oh God, they need to make some new ones.
Oh, it was all about when I bite into a York peppermint patty,
Peppermint patty.
baby,
They say
and then
too.
whatever. Oh,
Oh God.
and I said, oh, okay. And so I would just run with that, honey. When I bite into a York peppermint patty,
You
I
done made me want us to start doing recreations of the old commercials, Meech. We need to
baby.
recreate some of the old commercials, especially the Reese's. The
Oh,
Reese's,
I got
you put your peanut butter in my chocolate. Look, you
you got
put your chocolate in my
my
peanut
peanut butter, honey. Now you know what? That was such a double entendre all day because I thought that whoever made that was gay.
butter.
I got some of those in the freezer here and some Klondike ice cream bars. That's how I do.
Yes, what would you do for a Klondike bar,
Klondike.
honey?
Ah, what would you do for a Klondike?
We
Ooh.
can do the adult version of that commercial.
Are y'all ready for warm pumpkin pie? Now you know what?
Amy,
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something because I'm one black man and a black gay man who adores a pumpkin pie when it's done right. Now y'all know it's a cultural thing, honey. Pumpkin
I
pie
will
was
say I had pumpkin pie at one of the times when I was in the hospital. I was in sickle cell crisis. I was in the hospital. And I looked at the thing and I was like, I cannot fucking believe they gave me a piece of pumpkin pie. Like, I'm really mad as hell. But I did taste it and I wasn't mad.
okay.
Will I choose it first? No. If there's a
Okay.
sweet potato and a pumpkin pie next to each other, absolutely not. But would I
Yeah.
say no to a piece of it if that's what's there? No. I'm not mad at it.
Right. Okay. What you say, my your
Hey
my
Tracy, I still get
payday?
motherfucking paydays. Whenever I
You
get
know
in my
what?
damn moods, Cole go to the store, give me a payday from that damn gas
I
station right there on
still
Gobby
be
Road
looking
all the
at
time.
that motherfucking payday candy bar with them damn peanuts and that caramel and that salt.
Mm, 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 mm.
Don't make me. Don't make me.
Well, I'm gonna test some people age. I'm gonna test some people age since we're going with the candy bars. How many of y'all? Because I don't know how many states they had them in. I'm excited about two things.
Okay.
And roll spice.
It's pumpkin season, and I'm excited about two things: pumpkin roll and pumpkin pie smothered in Cool Whip. Now you know I'm gonna tell you something, baby. Now that is how I learned how to eat a pumpkin pie with that goddamn Cool Whip on
The
top.
Cool Whip. I think that's what they done it for me too. It had a dollop of Cool Whip on it,
That motherfucking
or
Cool
whatever
Whip
kind of damn.
on a
Uh,
pumpkin.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna test y'all age about a candy bar because, like I said, I don't know if it went to everybody's state.
Okay. And he said, wait, is pumpkin pie not a black thing also? What?
No, ma'am, it's not. No, sorry, Age. Sorry, Amy. It's not, baby. It's not. You'll never walk in a black house and just see pumpkin pie on the table unless they got a white friend and they bought it. I just want you. We
Right.
love you though.
And what you said, and they bought it because they didn't make it, they bought it. Right.
They didn't make it. They bought
Okay.
it. But yeah, that's the only way you're gonna find one at a black person
Ooh,
house.
how about some warm bread pudding with caramel sauce, caramel sauce?
Well, Aaron, I make my bread pudding with goddamn liquor, honey. I use either
See,
cast and cream or I
also has
use
the best
cast
piece
and
of pie.
cream or Kahlua.
Okay, now listen. Okay, let me stop because we're gonna Milky Way and Snickers. See, mm-mm.
Oh, I love Milky
Okay,
Way. Snickers make my teeth hurt. I don't know why. They always have, even when I was young.
you know what? Because you can't freeze them and do right because that shit. Yeah, I tried to have
No,
them
even
cold.
when you just regular bite them, when I just regular bite them, it's something
Really?
about the whatever kind of sugar they use. They always give me a toothache every time. But I can
Okay.
fuck up a Milky Way, I can fuck up a Payday. But here go the one I was going to ask y'all. Did y'all, when y'all was little, remember the Reggie?
Yes. Reggie
That was
Jackson
my candy.
baseball
The
player.
Reggie Jackson thing. Remember, it was round and it was caramel with chocolate and all them. That
Yes, baby. Okay. And I think
thing was so
think
good.
outside of Wheaties, the Reggie Candy Bar was the first actual product endorsement because
Mm,
Reggie became for the athletes with
right,
the Olympics. But I think
right.
Reggie became the
'Cause
first
remember,
candy bar.
before we had Caitlin, Bruce was on the Wheaties box, y'all. Before
Right,
Caitlin, Bruce was on the Wheaties box.
right. Okay.
Oh, baby.
So
Yes, but
yeah,
Reggie,
we're gonna table that.
that candy bar was good. We better get our asses
She's
out of here.
asking what is your
She
Thanksgiving
said, "What?
desserts. We're gonna that's gonna be part of the homework. Okay. What's your staple
What?"
Thanksgiving desserts? Don't get that right now. We're gonna
I was
table
getting ready to
that.
say, Amy,
Let me
baby.
let me let y'all
Okay,
go. And we're
all
gonna
right.
do all this again. And y'all know I'm Donut Factory is Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays for me this week. However, do not fret because Mondays and Thursdays, I believe it is. My sister Helena Hologram, honey, over there with Hey Bitches. Okay, y'all go check her
Yes,
out.
if y'all missed her gospel concert today, y'all missed something. Go back and watch it.
Okay. And then we got the Buck store over there, honey. Get off my lawn. Okay. Buck, what are you up? Because I know you're doing the live. You're doing the live as well. So we got get off my lawn, the podcast, and then we have
Yeah, he's been going live now.
he's been doing his lives and stuff. So y'all go. Okay, he got Tuesday and Wednesday this week. Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, so he got Tuesday and Wednesday this week. So Helena got Monday. Buck got Tuesday and Wednesday. So we got you covered, honey, until we come back.
What
Okay?
stand is on?
Stan is on Saturday mornings. That's right.
Oh, okay.
Okay, he's on
Behind the
Saturday
blue
morning.
wall.
Okay, and all of that. So that there is of that. So having said all that, honey, you may finish all of your crumpets because the tea has been dished. And wait, before
Yes,
we
baby.
all again, let me announce that my sister Miss Flame Monroe and what's Nick's last name? I think Nick Smith. I think is his name, Nicholas Smith. Are
Mm.
going to be. They have embarked on a new project, and her project they call it Laugh and Learn with Flame Monroe and Nick Smith. They are going to be on the brand new iHeartRadio channel that was created by Charlamagne the God.
Okay.
Okay, right. So we have a black radio station that a network rather that is branching out, and November 19th is going to be the kickoff date for Laugh and Learn with Flame Monroe and Nick
Oh, so
Smith.
that's in a couple days. Okay.
Yes. So, if y'all have been catching Flame in her coffee times and carrying on, well, now we finna bump it up and take coffee time to the next level. Uh, yes. Yeah, I know, Daryl. They did close the P House, honey, and carrying on. So, but do not fret. Here's another announcement, and I'm waiting for them to give us the official letter. But I spoke with Tony from Big Boy Pride, and he says that they have a new facility for Big Boy Pride. And he said, in fact, we're going to just love it. Okay, it's supposed to be sickening, so we're waiting for the official notice from them. But yeah, he told me that the other day. So we're looking to see what's going on with all of that. But Parliament House is no more. And if y'all want information on that, go to their webpage. I mean their Facebook page, and find out what happened because they couldn't get the money together and they lost everything in the court because somebody went and bought the tax, took the tax lien out on it and all of that, and it's gone. And they're supposed to be tearing it down. So it's gone.
Um,
Okay. So having said all of that, darling, you may finish all of your purpose because the tea has been dished, and you've been dishing tea. Darlings, how? With Big Meech and Aunt Nikki, and in his absence, the big guy ally, Big Red, honey. If you love us, tell a friend, honey. If you hate us, tell all your damn enemies. Do know this.
Every last one.
Everything that we're doing over here will move forward. All right, so let me let you guys get back to getting and things of that nature. And until the next time, child. And scene.